How you doing, Mama? Look at all them little babies. Everybody happy, healthy? So welcome everybody. In this episode, we're actually going to do some upgrades to our brand new built chicken coop. This has actually been a very popular video on the channel, and I told y'all there was going to be at least a part 2. So in today's video, we're actually going to put some fun stuff in here, like swings. We're going to build a perch, and I've got a special design in mind. Y'all just seen the mama and her babies. Right now, I have them over in a separate coop to where she's raising them, giving them chick feed, medicated feed, things such as that. I need to keep them separated from the flock over here. But with that separation comes, well, these chickens over here no longer know about the babies, so it's going to be hard to reintroduce them over here. Typically you hear of pecking order and, well, just problems in general whenever you throw new chickens in to an already established flock. Also in today's episode, we're going to screen in this bottom portion underneath here, underneath the coop itself, because I have posts inside. And then we're going to use this area here to transition the mama and babies over in another week or so. Allow them to use this space as their own. I need to put some access in here, and we'll give them a little coop and small area down here as well. What this is going to allow is the mama and babies to literally be right here in front of all the other chickens, so they can see each other, get used to each other, but they can't actually get through the wire to, you know, have any pecking, any bullying, any other issues. By the way, I can't remember who, we had a viewer suggested I get these snappy bits right here. It is a countersink bit that already pre-drills the hole, and it does an excellent job. And the pack was really reasonably priced and come with quite a few bits in it with all different sizes. But I have been enjoying these so much, so thank y'all for suggesting these. So I'm just trying to conserve some lumber here. I have a little bit left over from the coop build. And I just cut a bunch of pieces 18 inches long and then ripped them exactly in half. This is all 2x4s. And then I have 2 pieces 48 inches long. I'm actually gonna make a stand, a perch stand that can go in there, has multiple places for many different chickens to kind of perch and fly up on, play on, and then something I can easily pick up and take out for whenever I need to clean the coop out. So the most important thing, the nursery is complete. I'm gonna show you all the baby chicks here in a second. Actually, let me show them to you because it's been about a week and a half, 2 weeks since I started this video, and these chicks have exploded in growth. They got the craziest colors I've ever seen. And all this work we just done is ultimately for them and a few that's already in here. All right, so let's check out these baby chicks. And Mom over here, I think I recorded them at the beginning of this video, and now look at them. Wow, crazy growth. Maybe some will come over here because I want y'all to see the colors on them. Odd grays and blacks. This one's got a bunch of brown in his feather. Brown, black, gray. That one looks like a wild game bird. Check them out. Noisy, chirp all the time, jump around, fly around. They're crazy, but check out those awesome colors. So they're growing up fast. Right now, these birds are anywhere from 3 to 4 weeks old. They hatched about a week apart because, well, we collected eggs for way too long. So a treat door, every chicken coop needs a treat door. And I knew I was gonna do this at a certain point. A lot of people will do your main entrance door that splits in half. I personally don't like the structure of that, the gap that it leaves. It's kind of hard to support. So I knew that we were going to eventually do a treat door out here. Now that the garden's in full bloom, we come out here and get mealworms every day. We're throwing zucchini and squash in there. Every time we go prep and cut our vegetables, we always have scraps. You'll see some laying in here, and they have developed a taste for it and they love it. It's so awesome that scraps can, well, turn into eggs. So I've got this door locked just like I do all the other ones because, well, raccoons are everywhere and they can climb up and figure things out. Just got your typical gate latch. This opens, and I did a 24 by 24 opening. This is really large. It's the perfect height to kind of reach in, throw all your treats to your chickens, close the door up and go on about your business. Now you're not stepping in here in chicken poop. You're having to fight the main door, keep them from flying out, keeping the dog from coming in. This is a must-have addition to a chicken coop. Build you a treat door if you're building one. All right, so the whole purpose of making this is, well, I've got baby chicks over there. It's 3 to 4 weeks old, and I've always heard you don't introduce them to established chickens that you already have because, well, there's a thing called a pecking order, and there's aggression in chickens. Plus, not to mention baby chicks, I like to start them out on a baby chick feed, whereas all these chickens I want to keep on an adult layer feed, and that doesn't work when you throw them all in the pen together. They're going to eat whatever the heck they want. So now having a nursery over here, anytime we want to hatch out our own baby chicks with a mother, like we just done, we can do it right here. And we have a space down here, a nice safe space to introduce them to. So literally, we'll put them in here at about 4 weeks old, let them stay in maybe a week to 2 weeks before I'll remove the door and the bottom mesh that I just put in, the wire mesh, and give everybody free access back to the chicken coop, making it much larger. But what this is going to allow to happen is for that couple week transition period, well, the mean rooster in there along with the 2 hens are going to be looking at mama, that they should remember, looking at all these babies. They may try to fight and catch each other through the wire. It's just not going to happen. And they're going to get time to, well, interact with each other, see each other every single day. So whenever I turn them out, it should be an easy transition because, well, heck, they've already done seen each other for the last 2 weeks. They're technically in the same space. They just can't get to each other. So let me show what I got going on here. Now, the fact that my little nursery down here locks them into a smaller space, even though it's bigger than where they are now, it forces them to have to be out in the morning sun. And I don't want to force the baby chicks or the mama to be in sun that they don't want. So I've put a 50% shade netting up right here to block that morning sun. They'll still get a breeze, and then they'll catch some afternoon sun as well. But I don't want to force them to sit in the heat. Even though it's only going to be a week or 2, it's just not the right thing to do. So before we head inside, whenever I did the last video that has done extremely well, thank you all for watching it. A lot of people said you're going to get yourself locked in the coop when you go inside. Well, I seen that day one. I just didn't include it in the last video. I have put a spring that will hold this latch open. As soon as you pull this, watch. I mean, it's just about ready to pop open. But here's the thing. No matter what I do, this will not latch. So when I'm inside, it's not going to latch. Plus, I put me another carabiner and a hook up here that goes to an eyelet so I can hold the door partially closed inside. But I made sure I left a gap that it's not over here and here trying to latch. But I'm telling you, no matter how hard I slam this, it cannot lock with that spring. I have to manually hold it down and then lock it with this carabiner. So we're nice and safe. We're not getting locked inside. So I purposely designed this side of the nursery down here to have, I'm just putting a bolt in here for now, no point in locking it, a door that swings open right here, because every single day I'll put their water and food right here. Now I don't even have to step in the coop. I can grab the water, the feed, go change it out, fill it up. I've got a little dog crate with some hay in there, so if mom and the babies decide they want to sleep in there at night, they've got the room to do that. Then they have a decent sized little run over here to run around in. And again, everybody can interact and get to meet each other for a little while before I turn them loose. All I've got to do is take the screws out of the hinge and this door can come right off. So the beauty of this coop design is all the space that I have up here. So I'll just take that door off and the other side off when I'm ready for everybody to have full reign and store it up there. If we decide to hatch babies again in the future, we have that stuff available to us. I'm also going to keep the big chickens' water and food right here by the door because I tend to grab and change that out every day. Also in this episode, I built a perch, which I have yet to really see anybody use it, but those baby chicks they're so active as they grow up, I guarantee you they'll jump up here. This just gives them something to play on. And I did a little low small perches down there. I've got a tiny perch over there along with just, well, there's some blocks and things, and those baby chicks are bouncing off that stuff all day long. I guarantee you they'll be right up here as soon as they get a little older. Here's a swing. I don't really expect chickens to use it because it's so unstable, but I can kind of see some that want to be really active bouncing off of it and playing on it. I can always take that out really easily. And then if we come inside, again, this whole side's screened up. It's only held in with 5 screws. This is removable anytime I'm ready to get them all together. So here's another look at the baby nursery. And again, it just forces everybody to stare at each other all day long for a couple of weeks, get familiar with faces. I think we'll have a good transition period doing this. All right, so coming up in one of the next episodes in about a week, we'll transition all the baby chicks and mama over. We're gonna record that process because it's gonna be quite interesting, I'd imagine. There's probably gonna be a little tension for a little bit, and it's gonna be, well, interesting catching 8 chickens over there and bringing them all over. Not really looking forward to that. Now that we're also getting closer to summer, I think I'm gonna put a shade cloth on the back side of this coop here, a large one, because the setting sun late in the afternoon does tend to kind of just bake in here, and unless they get in the hen house, there's no escape from that sun, but it's literally only for about an hour. But I just wanna make sure they're nice and comfortable. The shade cloths, well, shade the area, but still allow this nice breeze to go through there and move all the heat out. Also in that episode, I've got some solar coop fans coming. We've been venturing into solar so much. I've got a couple of vent fans that are designed to run all day long as the sun's out, no batteries, no nothing, just free energy from the sun. So we're gonna mount those in the hen house itself and exhaust some of the hot air out of there and allow those to run for the rest of the summer. So we'll have a few fun things and upgrades to do in that episode as well. All right, the big coop is moving right along. We got some fun play stuff in there. We got the convenience doors for us, and more importantly, the nursery. What an awesome addition to this. I think it's gonna be the perfect thing for this, well, transition that I keep talking about. One more week, we get it all figured out. Catch you on the next episode.